Dude, why do I always get fucking nervous? So I watched Iron Man again just to see if I still love this movie, if it's still a 9 or 10 out of 10 for me. The very first scene of this movie is, I think, one of the best, if not the best of any MCU movie. I don't care.
I see, so it's personal?
No, you intimidate them.
Good God, you're a woman. I couldn't have called that. I mean, I'd apologize, but isn't that what we're going for here?
Because you have Tony in this car with these serious ass army people. He completely takes this situation that seems to be very serious and he basically lightens the mood. That's his whole shtick. I love him. I'm not gay, but maybe if Tony Stark was a real person, I might be gay, maybe. There's several reasons why Tony is the best MCU character. I guess you could say writing, but even I can't even say writing. It's just because RDJ does amazing stuff with the character, and the way he portrays this Iron Man is so unique that it seems like this person is just like a normal real person. I will also say though, the writing in this movie was very good. You even get like some witty stuff, like for example this scene with Pepper.
After all these years, Tony still has you picking up the dry cleaning.
I do anything and everything that Mr. Stark requires, including occasionally taking out the trash.
Low-key, I was feeling bad for Pepper because, yeah, you're just basically still an assistant doing freaking laundry for your bosses like hookup girls. Yeah. That ain't it. So Tony gets captured by this group of people who were hired by his business partner, Obadiah. Fuck, what's this nigga's name, bro? What is his name? Obadiah Stane. First of all, what a freaking dead name. Horrible name. Tony gets captured, and when he's in this place, he has to find a way to get out. So he builds the first prototype, I guess not even prototype, the first Iron Man suit. One thing I will say is, these guys, bro, Jensen and Tony, you guys are so bait. You're so bait. You're building this suit in the open and you know they have cameras, so no shit they're going to come in and be like, yo, this does not look like the rocket we want you to build. That was so stupid. I guess eventually that made them kind of learn to be more secretive, which, I mean, good. The only one time in this movie where I thought that, oh, that was just a very bad decision is when Jensen realizes that the suit is not going to be ready in time to fight off these guards, so he goes to buy Tony some time and he just basically takes a gun and just runs at the guards. He's just running at them, and this was so goofy. I'm sorry, why the hell are you scared of this random ass guy who is not even shooting at you? This is the one time where I thought that was so goofy, which is okay though, because only one goofy ass moment is pretty impressive for a MCU movie, because as we know in the later movies, it feels like they have a goofy scene every freaking 5 minutes. I also do think Jensen's death was pretty done well, because he's like, oh, I'm gonna see my family, and the whole time he made us think that his family is still alive and he's going to see them after he gets out, but no, his family passed away, so he says like, yeah, I'm gonna see my family now. That was a nice scene, even though I will say the way he died was so... I don't understand how in Hollywood they can have such bad death scenes, because one moment Jensen is talking normally and then, oh, now I decide to die and I'm gonna die now. I don't think dying is that straightforward, but I mean, whatever. One thing I do really find interesting is that Tony becomes this Iron Man, becomes this hero indirectly. Like he builds the suit to save himself, and then he continues to use the suit and build a better suit because he wants to stop his company selling these weapons to the opposition. Let's be real, Tony was never going to be a hero if he didn't have this drastic shift in his perspective when he got captured. Man, I love Pepper and Tony's chemistry. Like in this scene when Tony tells her like, yo, I'm trying to switch out this thing that is keeping my heart and keeping me alive, and he says it so casually, and Pepper rips out the magnet.
Okay, now make sure that when you pull it out, you don't pull out there's a magnet at the end of it. That was it. You just pulled out. Okay.
I'm telling you guys, man, Tony is the only character in the MCU where you can really have, I guess, goofy stuff with him, goofy jokes, and it's just going to work because his personality is literally just a freaking self-centered, goofy person. When Tony announces to the world that he doesn't want to do any more military weapons manufacturing, Rhodey, mans, bro, because Tony goes to you and he wants to tell you about this new suit he's building, and Rhodes is just like, yo, I don't give a fuck, bro. You gotta get your head straight. If you're not doing military shit, then I don't fuck with you. Mans. Obviously, later on, Rhodey does, I guess, redeem himself and helps Tony in different ways, but in that one scene, you were moving mad. It was cool seeing Tony building the second suit, the actual better version, because you have all of these funny fail compilations.
What?
And him talking to his assistant. Well, how do you even call these things? Like assistant robots?
For lack of a better option, dummy is still on fire safety. If you douse me again and I'm not on fire, I'm donating you to City College.
Tony is such a shameless person, and I feel like he even knows that.
Hey, Tony. Remember me?
Sure don't.
Like, that is so shameless. He knows who he is. I made a crazy realization. I was listening to a David Dobrik podcast and they were talking about Han Solo. That made me think, Tony Stark reminds me of Han Solo so much because their characters pretty similar. Both characters who have a lot of charisma, who are very witty and quirky, I guess you could say. And they both kind of don't take themselves super seriously, and they are both very funny. And the most important thing, both these characters seem like actual people who I can imagine this person being like a in real life person. They're funny in a way where their characters are naturally funny. It's not like it's a character trying to be funny, it's just that they are funny. For example, Thor. They really try to make Thor be funny. Instead of him just being funny naturally within his personality, they took it to a different level. Whereas with Tony, it never seems like that. Tony has been one of the most consistent MCU characters alongside Steve Rogers because they didn't fuck up their characters. I still think this is a 9 out of 10 movie. Probably my favorite MCU movie because, I mean, I love Tony Stark. The reason why this is not 10 out of 10 is because Obadiah isn't really the most interesting villain, and I would have appreciated I guess a more detailed backstory for him to know his motivations, but he's okay. He's okay. For the first MCU movie, this is amazing. Okay, that's it. Whenever I record these videos, in the moment, I feel like the video is so shit because you guys don't see the parts where I mess up and I have to redo sentences in a whole segment and the amount of time I stutter. You guys don't see that. So when I'm recording right now, I feel like I'm making the worst freaking video in my life. And if you guys are seeing this part, that means I thought this video was okay enough to upload. For example, this whole video is 18 minutes of raw footage and it's going to end up being like a 6-minute video. Okay, welcome to Unplugged. I kinda changed the lighting to set a different mood, but low-key it kinda looks a little bit ass, but I mean whatever. I'm here, so let's go. Today I want to talk about actors because, you know, this is a movie channel, so why not? Do you guys care about actors outside of movies? Because in my personal opinion, I don't give a fuck about any actor outside of, you know, what they do in a movie. The only actor who I kinda have interest is Timothée Chalamet. Not because I love him so much, because he has been in the other elements of things I like. For example, I like watching basketball and he is posting about the Knicks and he is at the game. So that is interesting to me because I like basketball. He was in a Drewski video. I watched Drewski just by myself and seeing him there was interesting. I like music. He did a freaking music video with an artist and in my whole music section of Twitter, everyone was talking about that. So it's not that I love him, it's just that he has been doing so many different things that he has ended up being on my radar. He is the only person who I would be like, oh, I would be so down to meet him. But other actors, I don't care. Like, I love Leo DiCaprio, but what am I gonna talk to him about? Like, literally nothing. Maybe we can talk about freaking women. He likes younger women, and I'm freaking 21, so he's basically dating the same women as me, which is freaking mad. That's so crazy. The reason why I don't care about actors is because I guess because they're boring. They're pretty boring people. I mean, outside a few actors, they're all pretty media trained, and I mean, I understand because this day and age, people get cancelled for freaking anything these days. So I understand why they have to be very, very basic, basically. But even in terms of, will I watch a interview of an actor talking about an upcoming movie? No, I won't, because first of all, those interviews is just freaking the actor talking about why this movie is going to be good, and it's pretty just like nothing interesting there. They're just going to glaze the movie, of course, because I mean, it's a PR marketing thing. And this also goes for every other celebrity in anything like sports or music. I don't care about anything or anyone outside of what they actually do. I think we're better than that now. I think we understand that idolizing these celebrities is pretty stupid. I think we can all agree on that. Especially for actors. Actors aren't really as big as what they were before. In the past, actors were like the freaking biggest celebrities out there. But I feel like now it's a little bit less. Right now, the biggest, most popular people are freaking YouTubers and streamers. So the landscape has changed a lot. That's it for this Unplugged section. Honestly, I am freaking gassed. I've been talking for like 20 plus minutes. I'm tired, bro. I am freaking tired.